Episode 207. Today we recap the series win over the Toronto Blue Jays and preview the upcoming series versus the Colorado Rockies. If you don't already, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube, leave a comment, and if you're listening, leave a 5-star review and comment on the episode. Tell a friend to tell a friend. You're listening to the Bucko Banter podcast, brought to you by the Just Baseball Media Network. Cue the music.
Rockin' 101, she compliment my taste. Whiskey in my lemonade, cause I like the way it tastes. Best seats at the Pirates game, they let me run the base. Yeah, my time is like my money, cause I can't afford to waste. Wifey is a lawyer, take my date to my dates. Or the steak by the plate, sending case after case. Run my race at my pace, clear the grass of the snake.
Welcome back to another episode of Bucko Banner. The Pirates stole a series from the Toronto Blue Jays, which was awesome. Got some big news, and Oviedo, first win since 2023. Got a lot to talk about. Positive.
Wow. Look
Not
at
used
us.
to this. What's going on here?
Oh my God, what the hell? The minute Oviedo took the mound, he got up 0-2 on George Springer. And I was like, today's going to be a good day. He's throwing 95, 96, immediately works it to 3-2, and then hits a home run. Oh God, here we go again. The control issues. He settled in, man.
Yeah.
Start 2 of the year, looked good.
He's really settled in AAA too. Like this line has been pretty familiar with, or similar to what he's done in AAA and in the minors while he's built up his innings and rehabbed. So, I like what I've seen from him, man. I wish we could have seen more of him this year, but excited to see what he can do for the last month and a half of the season.
Just get the work in.
Yeah.
Like, it's so hard to come back from an arm injury, and then what do you have, a lat injury?
Mm-hmm.
Just when it gets bad, it can get really bad. It just starts to build up, and it's not easy. It really isn't. So that's some encouraging news. But the biggest news of the week, per Noah Hiles, Bubba Chandler will be making his major league debut at some point, most likely this weekend. And the reason I say at some point is because he's not going to be a starter, or at least he's not going to start as a starter. He's going to be coming out of the bullpen. Likely we'll see him on Friday after Ashcraft.
Yeah.
How do you feel about this? I know your initial reaction was, what are we doing here? But after I've thought about it a little bit more, I'm not opposed to just letting him work it out in the bullpen at the major league level.
The traditionalist in me wants to say, like, what are you doing? He's the number 1 pitching prospect in baseball. If anything, I don't know when his last start was in AAA, but let him go out and start that game and have Ashcraft piggyback him. Get him used to starting major league games. He doesn't have to go 6-7 innings, but get that work in. But with the bulk relief role, it just feels weird for him to debut in that role. I think if that's the route you're going to go, this could have happened a lot sooner. That's just my thoughts here. Because if they're thinking, I've eased on my opinions and initial thoughts, but like, if you don't think he's ready to start and you want to get him big league innings, they could have done the same thing they are doing with Ashcraft with him.
I agree with that. Yeah, that makes sense. I get that. He has to be a starter.
Yeah.
Right. He has to be a starter. Now, does this just mean he has something going on right now and they just want to get him a couple more innings? Like, I don't know. Like, we don't know what's happening behind the scenes with Bubba Chandler. What we do know is he wasn't happy to be in AAA. Yeah. And I didn't really think about it that way. I guess I didn't put too much thought into it, where it's like, yeah, if you wanted him in the bullpen, you could have just thrown him in the bullpen. You haven't been competing since like the first month of the season.
And I've said this over and over again, but it just brings me back to my initial points that I've said over the last couple of weeks. Why are we seeing Yohan Ramirez in the bullpen? Like, why are we seeing Cabrera, who has since been DFA'd? Why are we seeing some of these guys if you're going to just play Bubba in a bulk relief role? Maybe they didn't know this a month ago, but like, he should have been getting innings by like July.
Right.
We thought he was coming up in May. He started off really high, and it kind of worked out in the Pirates' favor. I know they were probably scared of him getting Rookie of the Year eligibility, but He earned a spot in the rotation in May. And then he just started pitching poorly. Maybe he was a little bit bored with the level, not feeling challenged, with a mixture of being upset,
Get in your
disappointed.
head. Yeah.
In your head, yeah, for sure. And being in your head on the mound is not a good place to be. So it kind of worked out in their favor. But I'm just sitting here on August 20th. I am shocked that this is the day that we're hearing that Bubba Chandler is getting called up. If you told me that we had to wait till end of August at the beginning of the season, I would have laughed and said, no way. Something must have went really wrong. And you could say he's pitched poorly, but like he hasn't pitched poorly enough to like never be called up, you know?
I think any other organization, he would have been called up after the first month.
Yeah.
He was dominant in the first couple of months of minor league baseball. Couldn't touch him. You parlay that into debuting him at the major league level and try and carry on that success. And then maybe he struggles a little bit, but at least he's getting that experience. I agree with you. I think keeping him down led to those struggles. And it's just like, okay, like, am I just stuck here forever? Like now I'm not pitching well. So it's like, is this just an excuse to keep me here until like I'm absolutely perfect, which is just never going to happen. So
Go look at Ashcraft's numbers for the first month. Like he started to settle in after a while, but he didn't start off well in AAA, and he got an opportunity pretty quickly. And I know the mileage on his arm is a lot less than Bubba's, and there's more injury history there. And he's older. He's a part of the 2019 draft class, but still, this is just a weird way to handle Bubba, I think. And it didn't have to come to this. I have complimented how they've handled Ashcraft, how they've handled Burrows, how they've handled Skeens. I think they've done it. Obviously, the proof is there how they develop pitchers. I don't think it's the same with Bubba. I think they've mismanaged him this year, and we'll see how it goes. I'm just happy to. I'm not going to dwell on the negatives here. I'm just happy to see him in Pittsburgh here.
He's only 22 years old.
Yeah,
he's young. Remember, he's out of high school, so it's not the situation like they had with Skeens last year coming out of LSU. I don't want to say the exact opposite, but you would think that the trajectory in terms of the type of prospect that they'd be treating them somewhat similar in terms of workload and trying to get them up to the big league level as soon as possible. I think any other organization would have had Bubba Chandler up and running.
Bubba Chandler would have near 100 innings in the big leagues right now. So
unfortunate. Make sure you go to Total Sports Enterprises to potentially get a Bubba Chandler autograph here pretty soon. Pirates, Steelers, Penguins, much, much more. Go to tseshop.com for all your Pittsburgh sports memorabilia needs. Go to the link below to let them know Bucko Banter sent you. Scott, why don't you get us kicked off with Monday's game versus the Blue Jays? We were there.
Yeah.
2 out of the 3 games. I'll say this before we get into it. That Blue Jays team,
fun.
So fun to be around.
Yeah.
We talked to Vladimir Guerrero Jr., Bo Bichette, George Springer, Davis Schneider, Jeff Hoffman, and Jose Barrios.
Yeah.
6 guys in 2 days. Like, just the nicest human beings. Fun group to be around. I could see why they've been successful this year.
Yeah, it seems like they all get along, and it's just a great group of personalities, and they were all just very enjoyable to talk to. There's some guys who are just like, yeah, well, I'll stop for a second, and they're just like, they answer your question, then go. But like these guys were all very, they all were conversational and really nice guys. It's classic Canadians, man. I know none of them are Canadian, but it's just this is
rubs
Toronto.
Off on them.
Toronto to a team, man. This is what happens when you spend time in Toronto. But no, it was a fun 2 days at the ballpark. We were there Monday, Tuesday. I don't have my days straight right now. For the first 2 games, second game wasn't as good, but I'll get into the first game here real quick. Slow down here for a second. First, before I do, Evan Sisk was optioned to AAA for OV. That was the corresponding move to get him on the roster. There will probably be a corresponding move for Bubba Chandler too. Oh, probably there will be. So stay tuned for that. Probably hear that tomorrow at some point. But Monday, 5-2 win versus the Blue Jays. Paul Skeens, 6 innings, 5 hits, 2 earned, 1 walk, 8 Ks, 2.16 ERA, 16 whiffs. He looked nails against this Blue Jays lineup. Evan Sisk went 1 inning, no hits, 2 Ks, had a bounce back outing. Then Kyle Nicholas, who's done pretty well this week, 1 inning, 1 hit. And Dennis Santana got his 8th save, went 1 inning, 1 K. Spencer Horwitz, 2 for 3 with a double against his old team. He's got a 260 average. Henry Davis went 1 for 3 with a double and an RBI. They only had 6 hits total offensively. Got 5 runs off of 6 hits. 2 for 10 with runners in scoring position. 7 left on base and 8 Ks.
And then Tuesday, they lost big time. Max Scherzer took the mound. 3-7, Blue Jays. Mitch Keller. Let's talk about this real quick because I feel like we're trending in the same direction here with the Mitch Keller narrative. That is, the stamina starts to go down towards the end of the year.
Yeah.
And what at first is a workhorse, a guy that's going to eat innings, turns into a disastrous 1 through 3 innings, barely getting to 4. Is this something like, is that going to hurt them moving forward? Is that another reason like, hey, you missed your opportunity and next year we're going to go through the same thing over and over again? And it's like, maybe then you have another chance. You talk about it all the time, trading guys too late, not executing at the right time. Like maybe that's forgotten about in the offseason and somebody's just looking for an established major league pitcher and they're like, all right, we could deal with that later. We'll figure something out. We've seen something that he could potentially change later on in the year. But, 1 year, yeah, okay, maybe he just had a bad second half, but like it seems to happen every single time.
Yeah, this is another reason why I was a big fan of moving him at the deadline. Not that I trust this current group to get the right return for Mitch Keller, but it made a lot of sense. Teams are going to overpay for a guy that's going to be a innings eater, especially in the second half. So, I don't think this is going to cost his value in the offseason much, if at all, but still, I think it made a lot of sense, especially with the arms you have coming up to move him in July. But yeah, I mean, and then it would open up another rotation spot. Adam.
Right.
We've got a bunch of guys that could be starting right now.
Yeah, he's got a 4.34 ERA. On Tuesday, he went 3 1/3, 7 hits, 5 earned, 3 walks, 4 Ks, gave up 1 home run. Supplemented by Johan Ramirez, went 3 innings, 3 Ks. Colin Holderman, man, I don't know if this is it.
I
think it is. There's no way you can consider him as a part of this bullpen. No. It's just been horrific. 1 2/3, 2 hits, 2 earned, 1 walk, 1 K, gave up a home run. His ERA is at a 9.35. It's just like, it's so sad to see what was once considered an excellent trade, Holderman for Vogelbach, to this. It has to be mental, right? Like,
because the stuff is there, like the velocity is there. It's purely mental. People talk about his wrist or whatever it was hurt. No. But it's not showing on the StatCast and all the metrics side of things. So it's definitely mental.
And then Sisk went 1 inning, 1 hit, 1 K before he was sent back to AAA offense. Reynolds, Gonzo, Bart had 2 hits. Reynolds and Triolo were the only doubles of the day, so not slugging. As a team, 8 Ks, 3 walks, 8 hits, 2 for 11 runners in scoring position, 7 left on base. Triolo had a bad error at shortstop. And then Ronnie Simon, man, let's talk about this.
Playing guys out of position. He's not an outfielder. And wasn't this a problem in Miami?
He was making errors at second base in Miami.
But he had like a game where he had like 3 errors.
4. I
Four.
think they actually changed one of them to a hit, but I mean, it was really 4. And he just looked so bad in both corners of the outfield, not hitting cutoffs, taking poor routes to balls, allowing singles to turn to doubles.
Yep.
What are we doing? Stop it. Like, there's no point in this. What's the value in just parading this guy around? There is none.
He's also like not a part of the future. So like, give Nick York some opportunities in the corner outfield. I'd much rather see Nick York get opportunities there than at first base. But yeah, I don't really get why Ronnie Simon is still getting. I don't care about the lineup side of things and where he's hitting, because like he has shown Phil for like his bat's enough to be at least a utility player probably on a lower end team, but the defense
we are a lower end team. What are you talking about?
Well, yeah.
Like he is a utility guy on a lower end team, and he's not playing well as that.
No, I know. I'm saying defense is, but the defense overcomes all his like his defensive liabilities overcome his offensive tools. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. So they lost 3-7, which brings us to the day game on Wednesday.
Ovi gets to start, comes back from AAA, 5 innings, 2 hits, 1 earned. Was that first inning homer by George Springer. 1 walk, 6 Ks. Gotta love seeing that 1 walk. He's a 4.50 ERA, 12 whiffs today. Looked good for Ovi. Kyle Nicholas went 2 innings, 1 hit, earned a hold. So did Isaac Matson. He went 1 inning, no hit, 1 K. He's got a 2.18 ERA. And then Santana got his 9th save, second of the series, 1 inning, no hits, 1 K. Tommy Pham, the king of the North, 2 for 4, man. A double, 2 RBIs. His average is at 263. Brian Reynolds went 1 for 2 with a double. And then 8 hits total, 2 for 7 with runners in scoring position, 9 left on base, 12 Ks. Tommy Pham, man, backed up his words, I guess.
We should have used the "Who's Your Daddy" Pedro Martinez meme for the game meme. I think we might have fumbled it.
Yeah.
Who's your daddy, Canada? Tommy Pham is. We heard Tyler Henneman on the field.
Was he talking about Tommy or was he talking about himself?
I think he was talking about himself, because one of the kids was like asking about it. There was a kid on the field that just would not shut the hell up. If you're a kid, if you happen to be a young individual trying to get autographs or a baseball, we know just from talking to guys, they do not like it when you yell at them constantly. Who would? Stop it. Don't do that. This kid was with his parents and just was the most obnoxious, screaming, Bo, you promised me at the hotel, bro.
Yeah, that was the best part.
You promised, Bo. I'm like, oh my God. I wanted to go over there and just like, oh, enough is enough.
Yeah,
David Schneider looked at us and it was like, my God, like what is happening? Like it was so ridiculous. Don't do that. Just be a normal human being. And if you're a parent to a kid that's doing that, discipline them.
Just put yourself in the player's shoes and think like, yeah, I'm going to go sign that kid's autograph because he's screaming at me. You know,
I would have signed it. Stop yelling.
Yeah.
Crazy.
It was nuts. You see some interesting autograph seekers, and, you know, being a young kid before, I was not assertive enough. I would like be too nervous to go up to players. Like I just reach my hand in with the ball. But like, I can't imagine sitting there yelling at a player because first of all, like they're not going to take that well. And what do you want Bo Bichette to resent you now? Not that he's going to remember that kid, but
where I was going with that, Heineman was over there signing autographs and somebody asked him about Pham and he's just like, you guys need to let it go. That's not the guy you want to fight with.
He goes, let it rest. Not someone you want to mess with or something like that. I think he was referring to himself, which is funny because I thought he was a lot bigger than that. He's kind of a small guy, a former Bucko, but Tommy Pham's not a guy. He trains in the off season. I don't know if you know this.
He trains in the off season. Also, side note, Peter Apple from Just Baseball tweeted a photo and he was like, how is this possible?
Oh, I saw this.
The Pirates at home were 36-30. All right. Not bad. Away, they are 18-44.
They're the Colorado Rockies away.
Holy moly, Batman.
Yeah.
It's not good behavior. I'll tell you that. Not great. Well, speaking of the Colorado Rockies, Scott, you're going to be here for the Rockies weekend, the return of Clint Hurdle. Why don't you get us kicked off on previewing the upcoming home series?
Yeah, the Rockies are coming to town. We were out in Colorado at the beginning of the month, and hopefully the Pirates can get some revenge here, if that even matters. It's going to be quite the duel. The Rockies are 36-90, last in the NL West. Friday, we got Antonio Senzatella versus now confirmed Braxton Ashcraft. 2025, he's so far probably the worst pitcher in baseball, just to put it lightly. 4-14 with a 7 ERA, 108 innings pitched, 23 games started, 57 Ks, and a 187 whip. The sample size is pretty big, and if you go on his Baseball Savant page, it's rather blue. It looks like California on an electoral map. And then if we go to August 1st.
Good for you, honestly. Good for you.
Or Colorado, I guess.
Off the top of the dome. Good for you, man.
Yeah, I know. I just dropped those one-liners. That's going to be on a quote card. Probably not. August 1st versus the Pirates. He didn't even get through the first inning. 2/3 of an inning. 7 hits, 8 earned, 2 walks, no Ks. O'Neal Cruz hit a bomb off of him in a 17-16 Colorado win. This was the very depressing game that we don't anymore. Yeah. So we got a 4-seam slider, curve, change, and sinker. Over 50% of the time, he's going to pump that fastball in there, 94.8 miles an hour on average. He gets it up in the high 90s. He throws a slider in the high 80s at 21% of the time. He possesses a historically deceptive fastball and effective ground ball profile, but his inconsistent command, health concerns, and lack of reliable secondary offerings have hindered his ability to consistently get hitters out. That's been his bugaboo, and you got to get hitters out to be successful in this league.
Yeah. That's a big, big, big part of pitching.
Yeah.
Huge.
Yeah.
Saturday, Kyle Freeland versus Mike Burrows this year. Freeland is 3-12 with a 5.16 ERA and 120 and a third innings pitched, 23 games, 85 Ks with a 1.50 whip. The Arsenal 4-seam curve, cutter, sweeper, sinker, change. Not going to overpower anyone in raw velocity, but has plus command and slider tilt. Same as his 2014 draft class. Kyle Freeland with Jeff Hoffman. Good draft class. Yeah.
Sunday, we got Austin Gomber versus Paul Skeens, lefty. This year, he's 0-7 with a 7.49 ERA. This rotation's 57 2/3 innings pitched, 12 games started, 34 Ks, 172 whip. This was the main return for Nolan Arenado. August 2nd versus the Pirates, 5 innings, 5 hits, 3 earned, 1 walk, 5 Ks. Peggy hit 2 homers off of him in an 8-5 Colorado win. The 4-seam throws 34% of the time, sits in the high 80s, maybe 90, 91. He'll throw a curve 25% of the time in the high 70s, and he mixes in a change, a slider, split, and cutter. He's a finesse left-hander who leans on deception, varying pace and pitch mix rather than velocity. His distinguishing weapon is a hard-to-hit changeup, and his curve adds useful vertical separation from his other pitches. That being said, this rotation should not give the Pirates trouble, even the poor offensive Pirates. Shouldn't.
It shouldn't. You're right. It shouldn't. Scott, let's close out this episode. I want you to say something nice about the people of Canada.
I am a big fan of the people of Canada. You know, I know it gets a lot. Oh, I'm not going to go that route. No, I'll say it. Their national anthem ain't bad. I kind of like it. It's pretty good. And they're very nice people. So
that threw me for a loop this weekend. Okay. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
I've experienced that at hockey games.
Stand on guard for thee.
Sure. National anthems, I'll go out and say it. They're all pretty bad.
Yeah.
They're all like bad songs. They're just not good songs. I'm sorry. They're not. And then to have to stand through 2 of them, brutal. Yeah. And like, am I supposed to stand at attention for the Canadian national anthem? I'm not trying to cancel myself right now with national anthem talk, but I'm like, I was like, God, we're walking around all game. We're busy. The minute like I want to sit down, I'm just like, I got to stand for 2 of these.
I'd much rather stand for No Flockin' by Kodak Black.
Yeah. So what's some other good national anthems? We'll start with Canada first. If they were to replace the Canadian national anthem, what would they replace it with? Started from the bottom?
Not Like Us.
No. I don't know if the people of Canada would like that very much. Listen, I can get how the national anthem can get you going before a game. Get the boys ready to play 9 innings of America's pastime. But doing 2 of them,
We can't have this conversation until Paul's gone. Sorry.
2 and 2 of them's a lot. I think the people of Canada are very nice. They didn't like Tommy Pham. I think they were fake mad about Tommy Pham this whole time.
I was kind of surprised at how mad they are because, like, at this point, 38 years old in the league, like, people should know who Tommy Pham is and what he's all about. So.
Yeah. We should probably end this before I say something else about the national anthem.
Yeah, let's go from here. We'll see you guys on Sunday. I'll be joined by special guest, first time Bucko Banner co-host Colin Beasley. So Beasley will be joining me in your place, Adam, to talk some Buccos. Enjoy your weekend in Canada, Adam. And
thank you.
Take us out.
Till next time, raise it.
Raise it.
Best seats at the Pirates game, they let me run the base. Yeah, my time is like my money, cause I can't afford to waste. Wifey is a lawyer, take my date to my dates or the steak by the plate.